Hello guys, it's James and we're back and it's just another shit week, but I just want to say straight away, we're going to go into a little review of where we're currently at, what's going on, a quarterly update because it's about round 7 out of 24 rounds. So I feel like one of those TikTok videos where it's like, don't skip. I'm going to talk about our bets we've done for the year. I'm going to see, what's going on, what we can do to improve, and yeah, we'll go from there because, we're back at square one essentially. So super annoying. Anyway, also forgive my eye. My eye is like, my left eye is like swollen as. So if this one looks like it's closing and drowsy, just it is what it is. We're gonna put up with it for today. But yeah, again, we're gonna go through a quarterly review for this video instead of going through last week's bets, because last week's bets were shit. You can see it there. We're going to skip that this week because I don't want the video to be too long. They're going for roughly 50 minutes to an hour, which I kind of like. But yeah, we'll skip that and we'll go to our quarterly review. But before I do that again, just thank you so much for the likes. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying it. And I hope you guys are still getting winners out of it. I know it's been a rough start and we're back to square one, but it's just the annoying roller coaster of betting. So it's really annoying. But again, thank you all freaking so much, because this is insanely daunting, because anyone can do bets like in the privacy of their own home and there's no repercussions or anything, but I'm like providing advice and I'm not really providing entertainment. So I kind of want my advice to be the best it can be for you guys to enjoy that. So thank you for all understanding. We're going to go through the review shortly, and then I review all my previous bets for the year, and then we're going to talk about our updated strategy. But to start it off kind of with the review, I've got this little thing set up here. So I've got just a little table here where I talk through all the bets, the betting odds that we're going to select, the percentage that you need to win, and then that's calculated into like the games per week for a regular game of footy. So if we're talking about what we were doing to start the year, right, for 8 games in a round, because it was roughly 8 games around for like the first 7 rounds, because there was always a bye or something. So this is what we needed to do to break even. Okay, so we're using breaking even as a starting point because we do not want to lose money. We want to make money. It doesn't matter if we break even. It's part of the process. It's, at least we're having fun, but we don't want to lose money. If like, if you do lose money, sometimes I justify it like, oh, if I lose $25, but the game was freaking awesome, like the Anzac Day game, I'm like, it's no big deal. But no one wants to lose money. So we're going to go through the odds that we were selecting for the 8 games. And what we were doing was we were looking at roughly $4 odds, $5 odds. Now that means we need to roughly only win 2 games per week. We need to win 25% of our bets or 20%, whatever that is, that rounds up. We need to get at least 2 games a week to break even or slightly have a profit. And at this rate, as you can see by the weekly profit and loss, it's not quite working. So what can we do to change that? So the first thing that you obviously want to do is reduce the risk, and you want to reduce the odds that you're betting with. So instead of having longer, larger legs, instead of $4, $5, you might want to just take it down and go $4 to $3, right? So what that means though, if we're no longer looking at 8 games around, we're looking at 9 games around. So that means we need to win 3 games per week if we're selecting those odds to break even. So it's 1 more game than what we were previously doing, but there is another game around. So I feel like this is a great time now that we have that extra game per round. We need to minimize our risk, so we're minimizing the odds, but we're still giving ourselves like, okay, we still have some leeway, because I don't expect to win every game. Like betting is not like that. You don't win all your bets. You're going to probably lose more than you win, but you just got to do it smart where you can still break even. So that's the strategy that I would like to take. If anyone else wants to do a different thing, if anyone else would like to, if we clear this, we're still looking at 9 games. If someone wants to do just $1.50, be really cautious, and not take many risks, conservative, be $1.50. Just know you have to win 6 games a week if, you know, you're betting the same amount of money. So if you're betting $10 on every game, I probably should have said that at the start. This is if you're betting the same amount of money. So you can't be doing, you know, $50 one game and then $10 the next, because if your $50 loses and your $10 gets up, you know, this is not going to work. This is if you're betting the same value for every game. But so yeah, what I like, I feel like, sorry, how do I, that fucking ruler, go away. What I like, yeah, again, you're wanting to look at this, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to win 4 games a week, 3 games. All right, if we're wanting to win just 3 games, what's the best odds we can get? We're going to try this for a bit. We'll see how it goes. And if this isn't the case, we might have to go to the next, shorting our odds to $2.50. And if we're going to go down the line of $2.50, that means we need to win 40% of our games, which is 4 games a week, to at least break even or make slight profit. So that's kind of a part of the review. This will also go into the new strategy, but I'm going to get into the new strategy after I also talk about, I haven't quite finished the review process yet, right? So while we're on the topic of our review, I have this thing, right? So I have, make this full screen, 150% so you guys can see. So I've gone through all my videos, right? Every single one of my videos to date, and I've gone through the blue highlighted players that I've selected, and I've also gone through the bets that I've done in the video. So I've highlighted how many have hit and how many I've selected. I don't know if you guys can still see this. I'll go in 200%. So yeah, the blue highlighted players that I show in my Excel versus the bets I do at the very end. So you can see there's some weeks where I pick decent amount of winners. And there's some weeks where, like here, 58%. I've selected 12 blue players and only 7 won. Mind you, I never select any odds under $1.10. And I actively avoid any player under $1.20, right? So have a little asterisk, or just know this as well. I'm selecting players most of the time over $1.30 or more. There's been the odd occasion where it was like, oh sorry, $1.20 or more. There's been just the odd occasion I selected like an orange player, which is between $1.10 and $1.19. So all these blue highlighted players, the vast majority of them are $1.20 and over. I did say $1.30, but just $1.20 and over, right? So I'm skipping the certainties, right? Anyone can pick certainties and pick like, you know, I'm trying to think of an example, like, oh, Nick Dacos for 20 disposals. That's a certainty. Like I'm not picking those players, right? I'm using my form average guide compared to the dollar amount and their current form to help select who I want to pick. So I can go through every game, but it's kind of boring. There's only 2 instances where I've selected under 50%. So the Gold Coast Hawks game, that's where Hawks got fucking belted and only 1 player from Hawthorn got over 20 disposals. Saints versus Dogs, that was just an awful game for St Kilda. Right, oh, so and the totals, here we go. So I've selected 500 blue players since round 0, 359 of them have won. So that's 72%. So I'm almost selecting, like, you know, let's round up. 75% sounds amazing. It is 72%, but just in terms of like 3 out of 4, almost 3 out of 4 players I'm selecting are hitting their target. And that's purely from me using the form guide and helping me just gather my thoughts and everything. Because we can all sort of watch a game of footy. We can see, oh, like, fuck, Sam Durham is popping off. Or who's hitting form right now. But you got to just consider their odds and what they've done previously. Because, like, here's a great example as well. The same game. Will Hoskin-Elliott had a blinder, had like 20-something posies the week before. So he was like, I don't know, $1.40. Anyone else would be like, oh, that's great value. Will Hoskin-Elliott, he fucking tore it up last week. Look, he got like 4 or 5 posies or something yesterday. And if you look at his form guide, he only hits over 15, like out of 10 games, he only hits it like 3 times. So I'm not saying it's foolproof. It's just a great guide to have. And if you guys can use this, to help form an opinion. It's not foolproof, but to help form an opinion, right? So my bets are also the same percentage. So I'm getting roughly 70% of my bets right. But the problem is then, so these are the selections, right? These are the selections on the left-hand side, my blue picks. We should be refining that in our bets. So our bets are staying pretty much the exact same. So obviously the last 2 weeks have been rough. We need a lot more 100% in here. And that's a part of the review process. So I like to highlight a couple of players who I like, and then I should be refining that to get at least some winners. And it's very annoying how a lot of these bets, you know, a couple of awful games, but a lot of these bets, I'm losing just by one leg. One freaking leg, 2 legs, one leg, two. So you can see, right? I've also broke down the averages. So I'm selecting almost 7 blue players that hit their target out of like 9.5, right? So for every game, every Excel spreadsheet I've done, on average, I've shown about 9.5 players, like 9 players, show a half. I've shown 9 players. And out of those 9 players I've shown, 7 of them are hitting their target. So that is very good. But then here with my betting, I'm betting on roughly 5 players a game. I like doing that. That's because that usually gets me the $4 to $5 that I want, but only 3.5 of them are hitting. So that is a big problem. So what we need to do is we need to reduce this number. So we're betting on 5 people. We need to make that 4 people to get that closer to this 3.5, 3 to 4 people. So we're going to definitely try and reduce the amount of people we're doing. I mean, that is one answer to reduce the amount of legs you're doing. You can also, I don't want to do this yet because I could say we could bet more on the certainties, the orange bracket, but I don't want to do that just yet. So with our current method of selecting players $1.20 or higher, we should be selecting no more than 4, okay? Because that will get us closer to a winning rate, right? Because I don't want to be, look at all these 5s I've been doing. Like all that week was 5. We had 3 4s, right? Here's another week, 5, 5, 5. Oh, none of them were actually 4. That was, again, pretty rough. 6s. Yeah, I've been getting a bit too greedy, and this is a part of the review process. We need to fix this number, select fewer players, and by selecting fewer players, right, we're going to also just naturally have our odds decreased. So we were looking at 5 to 4, but by taking a player out, we're naturally just going to get 3 to 4. So that means we need to win 3 games a week. So that's the updated strategy. That's what we're going to do this week. Again, sorry if I'm not explaining it great. I tried to have a little table and break it down, but the players that I'm highlighting in blue, like 72%, I'm hitting roughly 7 players that I'm selecting out of 9.5, 9, whatever. I feel like that's great. We just need to refine that next step of actually picking the winners on whatever betting platform you're using. So yeah, again, I hope I've covered everything there. I'm just making sure, just checking my little notes here, what else I can cover. Yeah, no, I think that should be it. Oh, there was just one comment as well. So just in the last video, again, I appreciate the thumbs up so much and the comments, because again, I'm providing advice, not entertainment. A lot of YouTube videos are just entertainment. I'm providing advice. So I want to try and have the best advice possible. Hence why I spend the time to go through that review. But I got a comment from Cheesy Nachos, and which I guess has a fair point. He was talking about the long-term profitability at this stage. And first of all, yeah, thank you for your feedback. It's really appreciated. As much as it's daunting doing these videos and suggestions, it's all appreciated. So again, thank you for all again, I very much appreciate it. So yeah, I will go through that. But having reviewed all those selections, I just want to say that it's not my form guide is not purely, so the form guide is based off their averages, but the selections that I pick aren't all purely based on the form, right? So the form is all the objective data. It's raw, untouched, unaltered. This is what the players hit regardless of what I'm saying. Then I highlight players in blue. Now this is me using the objective data to help form my opinion with my own subjective analysis on the player. This is why I have a spreadsheet for the data. I can see it all, and then I narrow it down to the blue players that I highlight. So that helps me. Those players should help refine my bets. You know, we've talked about that's not what's happening at the moment. So the form guide is not the problem. It's me still being too greedy in the bets. That is what I've identified as the problem. So yeah, that's why I talk about the blue players, and I try and go through a lot of the players. That's why the videos are 40 minutes to an hour long. I sit here and chat and go through all the players I like to help inform my opinions. If I was just providing the spreadsheet and the players' averages, I wouldn't bother with these YouTube videos. So I'm trying to talk through my selections. As someone who watches most of the games, I can help form an opinion sieving through all this objective data by providing subjective analysis, my own opinion. Like an example, Joe Danaher is someone who goes to all the Brisbane games and watches all the Brisbane games quite closely. He was someone in the form guide in the red category, right? So he hit, I think it was like 5 out of 10 or less, but I really liked how he was playing. And after watching him and after seeing, oh yeah, he got 14 possessions because he's playing up more in the ruck. You know, Darcy Fort isn't there, so he's getting more of an opportunity. So I was suggesting him for 15 posies, despite the objective form guide saying avoid, because I still liked him. So once I started suggesting him, he had one game that missed, I think. So he had one game that missed, and that was when Darcy Fort was back, right? Darcy Fort was back yesterday, but there was no Oscar McInerney. I shouldn't say Darcy Fort. I should say no, like second ruck. So since I've watched that game and since I've said that, he has hit pretty much every time but one, despite the objective analysis. And another example is Lachie Schultz, right? The objective data, my form guide, was showing that he was good for 15. But after watching him play, despite what the form guide is telling me, I was like, okay, I'm not going to select him because he just doesn't look great. He doesn't look good at getting 15. Yeah, for goal, sure, but not for 15. So if you don't agree with my selections, I'm at least providing the guide here if you want to do it yourself and if you want to hear what I have to say to get the blue players. It's up to you guys whether you want to follow it or not. But again, I feel like the form guide is just a great example. And it's not the reason why this is happening. It's because we're just picking too many. We have to just narrow it down. So yeah. And again, I don't want to give myself an out by providing like, oh fuck, I've got to do the betting, my bets on camera. Because sometimes when we're doing it on camera, I'm not a superstitious person, but it's like as soon as I show my friends my bet, like in group chats, like I rarely do, but if I do, it's always the one that misses. So now that I'm doing these on camera, it's like that extra layer of shit. But whatever. That's the recap. I hope you all enjoy and can understand and everything. I'm going to quickly touch on just this area. I'm going to just touch on our new strategy going forward. I know we already talked about this being our new strategy, being 3 to 4. I just didn't want to overcomplicate things in that portion. So now we have a little separate portion. If you are using the timestamps, if you want to go back and hear my ramble on this, but we're using $3 to $4, means we need to roughly win 3 games a week in a 9 game round. But the new strategy is, so this table is if you bet the same amount of money on every game. So $20, $20, $20, whatever. But what we're going to do, while Ladbrokes or whatever betting provider you're using, if they're using a bonus bet incentive, we're going to also help ourselves with this by, so just say like what I was doing, I would be doing $200 a round. And that was roughly, it was $25 a game because there were 8 games previously. Now we're up to 9. So if you want to go like 20 times 9, $180. If that's what you want to use, great. But what we're going to do, because Ladbrokes are doing a thing where it's like you do three leg same game multi. 3-leg same game multi. If one fails, you get a bonus bet. So what we don't want to, but that is one per day. One per day. So for a Saturday, there's 3 games, right? 3 games on a Saturday. The first game, whatever value you're comfortable with, you want to go harder. So I'm going to do, me personally, I don't advise this, you know, this is up to you. I'm going to do like $50, right? And I'm going to do 3 to 4 legs. Because if one leg fails, I get a bonus bet that I can then use for my next game. So now there's two things that can happen. Sorry, or 3. You completely lose, you don't get the bonus bet, tough shit. What you can then do is use the bonus bet for the second game, right? So that's why I'm not going to bet them all here on camera. I'm going to bet the first game for every day, and then we're going to do $10 for the rest of the games. So the first game, this Saturday, I'm using Saturday as an example because it's the first time with multiple games. So Saturday is North Melbourne versus Adelaide. So I'm going to do my North versus Adelaide bet. If that wins, fuck yeah. For the second game, I can then do $50 because my bonus bet thing hasn't been redeemed. I still have a chance now to lose a leg. So again, sorry if I'm talking too fast, I'm very badly explaining it. So the first bet, North Melbourne Adelaide, I place $50 because there's a chance that one leg could fail, I get a bonus bet. I then use the bonus on my next game. So just say if the bonus is redeemed, I would then only bet $10 of my own money or not at all. And then I would use the bonus bet on the next game. If I don't get the bonus bet in the first game, I go hard in the second game. If I win or if I lose by 2 legs or more, then I'm using $50 in the second game. Just say I win, I'm using $50 in the third game. I'm going hard wherever I have the bonus bet opportunity. So just say I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I hope that makes sense. The point is to use the bonus bet. So for like yesterday, for Anzac Day, when I was doing my personal bets, I went hard in the Essendon Collingwood game. Now I lost by 1 leg thanks to Lipinski. Like, oh, you got 1 disposal in the last quarter. That's so annoying. He was great odds. But anyway, so Paddy Lipinski my bet lost by 1 leg because of Paddy Lipinski. So I had a $50 bonus bet that I could then use in the Brisbane Giants game. And I didn't even have to bet any of my own money because the game had finished. The bet was refunded, or not refunded. The bonus bet went in the thing. So then I could use the bonus bet on my Brisbane Lions Giants game. And so for any game, for any day where there's more than 1 game per day, I suggest, or you can even do it in the one, for the, I'm confusing myself. For any day, I like to load up a bit heavier on the first game where the bonus bet is eligible, right? And then after that, we will just take the foot off, do small bets or use our bonus bet, or we can keep going and bet high amounts until that bonus bet is used or until we claim it. Okay, so again, that's the new strategy. That's that bookmark. Again, I hope it makes sense. Hopefully it makes more sense when I'm doing my bets now. So we're going to go into the Port Adelaide St Kilda games. Again, first of all, if you've skipped all that, I just want to say thank you all for putting up with me in that ramble, and hopefully that makes sense. If you've skipped that and you're coming straight to the bets, it might be worth just listening to why I'm betting $50 for the first game. Or well, actually, this is a Friday game, so this is the only game I'm betting $50 on. It's because we want to use this 1 leg refund thing. So we're kind of using a slightly tweaked strategy. But anyway, let's get into this. So if we're looking at Port Adelaide versus St Kilda, who do I like? So yeah, Josh Battle missed last week. It's hard because especially when Josh Battle, he absolutely tore it up to start the year. Thanks, yes. St Kilda. Josh Battle. So 25-18, 24-17. Like, He just missed. So how many games? They've played 6 now. So that's his first miss this year. All these are last year. So we're almost at the point where we can just use this year's data. And he's missed 1 game this year. So I know it says 6. I kind of like a bit of a higher number. But if we're just looking at this year alone, he's only missed 1 game. And he's decent odds there. So Josh Battle, hop in. Let's go. We're going to try and look for, because again, we're going to keep it to 3 to 4 legs. We're not getting greedy. Again, if you're wondering why I'm doing 3 to 4 legs and you skip the intro, it's worth going back and hearing that. Why I'm picking that, because we've found the problem is we're picking 1 too many legs in our bet. Yeah, Wanganeen Malira missed the last 2 weeks. Rowan Marshall also missed last week after a stinker, and he's $1.50. He was versing Tim English, to be fair. Tim English gets a lot of footy. The Dogs just get a lot of footy in general. And he's versing Soldo, who gets like 8 possessions. Steele has been good too. Sinclair, I'm kind of hopping off. Darcy Burn-Jones missed the last 2 weeks, and he kicked a couple of behinds. Yeah, what if we went then Darcy Burn-Jones? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, here we go. Darcy Burn-Jones. $1.33. Where the fuck's my bet? Oh, because this is too long. Ah, there we go. Fuck, that's $3. That is literally the odds that I'm saying to get. So, if we do $50, that is a great number. We need... So the point is as well, just, you know, reiterating it while I'm doing it here. I've got 3 legs, only 1 has to fail to get a bonus bet. I'm pretty happy with that. 3 legs at $3. That is pretty good. Odds boost for an extra $5. I mean, I'm only going to bet on 3 games here. I'm going to get the odds as well, but because I want to bet heavy on Friday, the first game of Saturday, and the first game of Sunday. And then my bets following that will kind of be, it'll be, my bet value will be based on what happened the game before. So this being the only game of today, Ron Marshall, Josh Battle, Darcy Burn-Jones, $3. Sure, let's get the extra $5. So that's the bet for tonight, only 3 legs. Great. Again, we're not getting too greedy. Even though I really wanted Wanganeen Malira, I really wanted Zach Butters or Steele, we're just, less is more. Anyway, I'm back. What I'm saying is I've already done my bet with Josh Battle, but I forgot to say I really like Miles Bergman because he only misses by 1 or 2 disposals. He's very consistent. He's averaging just over 15, but if I go to his stuff, his average is Port. Miles Bergman. 15, 16, 16, 14, 14, 21, 15. Like, only misses by 1 or 2 posies. Like, I feel like that is a great one. But again, I'm going Josh Battle, but he's someone I could have also included. If I was to also include him in that 3 leg, dude, I know I'm trying to be as risk averse as possible. 4 legs is my absolute max, but if I was to include Bergman, Battle, Rowan Marshall, $1.08, I could, if I was to take him out of, he stunk it up last week. And then Darcy Burn-Jones, $3.40, and with that bonus bet, that would have, with the, where the odds bonus thing go? Maybe I only had 1. But if I was to then include just Rowan Marshall at the 20 disposals that I had him before, Rowan Marshall, $4.50 instead of $3. Even though that is only 4 legs. That was just someone who I forgot to include. But yeah, anyway, let's go back to the the North Melbourne Adelaide game. I did a little cut there because I saw, okay, so I probably cut this out, but Will Phillips has hit, he just missed his, so he had his first game back, he got 14 disposals. He missed by 1. He was averaging 19.3, going great to end the year, and he's come back and missed by 1. I like that. Green and green. Let's freaking go. So let's add Will Phillips in. Darcy Tucker, I do like. Colby McKercher has hit 4 out of 5 this year if you take out that sub game where he got injured. So even though he's red here, he's averaging 18.6. That's why I include this average column here. I really like that. So the game where he wasn't subbed, let's go to North. Colby McKercher, 17, 13, 19, 22, 22. So I took out his average. So I keep the games in where they get subbed off for like form, or it's just the tactical sub. I exclude the games where it's an like early injury, or if they get injured, pretty much I kind of don't include those unless it's like late in the game. But I feel like that is just an unfair thing on their average and their form. So any early sub injury, if they start the sub as a player, I don't really care. I'll just include it. But yeah, sometimes that's the only time I don't include it. Like he got like 2 disposals or something. Like, come on, he's not going to get that. So Colby McKercher, 4 out of 5 times, not including the sub. I like him too. Who else do we like? Zach Fisher missed last week and had a stinker. He's green and green. I would like to see him hit it again this week. There's 3 at like $3 anyway. Oh, and LDU missed last week. He's someone I like. I'm off the Rory Laird train. I was backing him for a couple of weeks. He was just missing, but he's continuing to just miss. 3 weeks in a row, I'm off. If Rory Laird hits this week, as soon as I don't put my money on him, Rory Laird's going to get like 35. They have whatever. I don't really like $1.20 for a goal kicker, so I like LDU. That's 4 legs at $4. That is great. That is so far fitting really well. What the fuck are all these other bets? Like clear. Luke Davis-Uniacke, Zach Fisher, Colby McKercher, Will Phillips. $4. I might save the odds boost because like that's $200. If we do get a better one. Again, I'm betting $50 for the first game of the day because I want to take advantage of the 3-leg same game multi, 1 refund per day. So if this bet wins, fuck yeah, I'm going hard in the next game, which is Geelong versus Carlton. If this loses by 1 leg, I'm going to use the bonus bet on the Geelong game, and I probably won't use any of my real money. If it loses by 2 legs, I'm going hard in the Geelong Carlton game again because I still want to claim that bonus bet. So that's the idea behind that one. I like those. Let's go. Done. What do we have next? Geelong versus Carlton. Fuck, Carlton are hitting so... Oh, they're playing really good. So are Geelong. Fuck, dude. It sucks being a Brisbane fan right now. They're all just... Watching these teams like Geelong, did they make the finals last year? I don't think they did, and they're just destroying it this year. Carlton as well. I'm continuing their good end to the year last year. Oh, I love seeing these. Like, I love seeing teams just playing great form, and then it just sucks my teams playing like shit. But one fucking hair sticking up. Go down. Anyway, I decided not to wear headphones because I'd sometimes just play music while I'm talking, but it was very distracting for me. So that's why I don't need the headphones today. Ignore that, whatever. Okay, Geelong versus Carlton. Brody Kemp, we called him at $2.20 last week. He was free. There was no Adam Sard. There was no Mitch McGovern. He was great. I'm tempted to include him again. Mark Blitzabs, who missed last week, but it was a shit game for him in the wet. And I've said it before, I really like Blitzabs. He could run out there and kick the footy out in the full and be subbed off, and I would still back him next week. Like, he could go streak the field and do what he can do whatever he wants. He's got a free pass. He's been so good for me for like the last 2 years for consistency. And so they've got no what's the other ruckman? Shannon. I don't know if Shannon Neal's the ruckman. Toby Conway. So Mark Blitzabs actually plays better when Reece Stanley's in the team, and he gets to play on the wing. Mark Blitzavs has always talked about that player who can play any spot. But when I was watching him against Brisbane, he really does. Like when Tom Stewart went down, he played full back. He was the loose man in defense for a bit. And then he would be playing up forward, like taking Jeremy Cameron's spot when he's playing up the ground. He is literally the tool of all trades, or jack of all trades. So yeah, I like Blitzavs. Reece Stanley back this week hopefully means Blitzavs on the wing. He gets his most posies when he's on the wing and on ball. And then Brody Kemp, still no Adam Sard. What's his name back? No Mitch McGovern. Yeah, I'm going Brody Kemp again. Jacob Wiedering missed last week, but he was playing lockdown like on Hogan. Would he be playing on Hawkins or Cameron? Zach Tui, he was rested last week and now he's back. Maybe I go him because he was rested. Zach Tui. Oh, we're at $4 from like 3 legs. That's fucking great. Do we have any other goodies? Brian Myers is good, but he's like just averaging 20. If we look at Brian Myers for Geelong. Oh, fuck. I can't wait to go to the new stand in like a couple of weeks. Geelong, Brian Myers. What the fuck? He hasn't got below 20 to start the year. What, they've played 6 games, right? Oh. That's actually pretty crazy. For $1.70, and he hasn't dropped below... He hasn't dropped below 20 once. That is a little... For $1.70, oh fuck me. Who do I take out then? Where is he, sorry? Brian Myers, $1.70. Fuck, $6.50, that's 4 legs. Oh yeah, okay, so... Okay, I'm fucking up my own strategy. I'm not... Oh, I kind of want to bet on these games now, because some of the odds will change by the time the game happens, gets closer. And the thing is, if I bet $10 now, and my odds refund, my same game multi refund fails the game before. So the game before this is the North Adelaide game. My $50 thing, if I win that bet, or if I lose that bet by 2 legs or more, I don't want to have some fucking $10, $20 bet be my refund. You know what I mean? As much as I love these odds right now, that is insane. I'm not going to bet on this until the North Adelaide game is like finished, or if it's like almost finished, and I can tell if I've won or lost. So that would be my bet for that one. Fuck. Oh, do I take Brian Myers out? I haven't looked at the rest of it. Oh, Brad Close and Matthew Owies, 2 green and greens. These players are so good. All they need to do is kick like just a goal a game, and they just get absolutely cast aside by like Jeremy Cameron, Harry Mackay, Charlie Curnow. Like they're so good for a goal, and their odds are great because yeah, they're just forgotten about. So maybe I'd include like Owies instead of Brian Myers, because oh my god, there's a lot to pick from here. There's 4 green and greens. Wiedering is maybe my biggest concern, because yeah, he could play lockdown on Hawkins. Cameron, I feel like, would run up the ground too much. Maybe he does, I don't know. So yeah, that would probably be my bet for that one. Brian Myers hasn't missed 20 this to start the year. Fuck. Okay. So again, we're not going to bet on that one right now, but I do like that. So if I go to Fremantle versus the Doggies, again, we're not going to bet on this because it's still on a Saturday, and we're going to wait for our North Adelaide game to hit or miss. Who would we bet on? 15 posies. Bailey Williams for the Doggies. Has he missed to start the year? Oh, by the way, again, just another look. I know we've talked about it in the start of the video, but this form guide is great because very few people get to watch every game every week. I mean, unless you just absolute diehard footy nuffy, you've got nothing else on. But like, I got a partner who doesn't care about footy, so I got to have a nice footy life balance. So to anyone else who doesn't get to watch every game, every second of every game, the form guide is so good. Anyway, quick little shout out to that. Bailey Williams has not missed this year. That is crazy. Tim English, he missed 2 weeks ago. Bailey Williams, yep, $1.40, $1.40. Jordan Clark, tearing it up. Luke Ryan also missed last week. I kind of like to go the player who missed instead of the player who's always hit. Ed Richards missed last week, but he is playing on ball. I don't know what Luke Beveridge is going to do. Is there anyone? He's $1.65, which is great odds, but is there anyone else we can find instead? Brayshaw and Libba. Libba is the ball magnet in there. I trust him more than Bontempelli now. Bontempelli plays most of his games forward, I swear. He doesn't really, but he will play forward. Like, he hit 3 goals. Was it last week or the week before? Adam Treloar always finds it, but in the back of my mind, he's going to rip both hammies off the bone as soon as the ball's bounced. I don't want that. I hope he stays healthy and okay, but I just have that vision of him. Was he playing for Magpies and he's running on the boundary line and he just fucking falls over, like holding both hammies? When I think of Adam Treloar, I think of that. Libba is back from concussion. I would back him, but I do like Libba. $1.33. Oh yeah, but we have our goal kickers. So Rory Lobb missed last week. He's playing full forward this week. Michael Frederick and Riley West. So Frederick missed his last game, 8 out of 10. Riley West has only missed once this year. So he did hit last week, but like if I was to take, well, let's include Libba. This can be a 4-leg. And I was to include Frederick or Riley West. Just, again, another great player because shadowed by Bontempelli, Lobb, Darcy, Waitman, Norton. It's fantastic. He's $1.67. Oh, that's 5 legs. So who do I need to take someone out. If I was to take Libba out, what are we at? $4. $4 for 4 legs. Perfect. I would bet that right now, but again, it just goes against what I'm trying to do with the same game multi-refund thing. So keep that in mind for that game. Let's move on. The fucking Ladbrokes never have all the players updated for Gold Coast games or West Coast games. So there's no one to really choose from here. Like, that's it. I mean, Ben Ainsworth, yeah. Oh, and Will Power. Huh? Oh, this is... There you go, same game. Ben Ainsworth. Alex Witherden missed last week. Will Power is below form, but he is, I reckon, like, he's averaging 21. Take that with a grain of salt now, because with like Mac Andrew and Sam Flanders playing like the half back role, it's really hurting Will Power, but I still think he can get 15. Alex Witherden did miss last week by a couple of posies, but yeah, I do have confidence in him. Matt Rouse playing amazing. Brendan Fiorini. Took Miller did miss last week. Oh, he's a player as well. This is why I have the average. Sam Clossy. $1.40. He's only hit 3 games, but he's only played 3 games. So, but to be fair, I'd probably include Took for $1.36 instead of him for. He missed last week. 4 legs for $3.80, and by that time, hopefully we have a little bonus, an odds boost to get you to $4. Another 4 leg, another 4 leg for $4. I feel like that's great. Oh, this is the Sunday game, so I can bet this one. This is the first game of Sunday. Okay, great. This is what I do. So if that one was $50, that's a good thing we saved that odds boost just to get us that $200. Cook, Miller, Will Power, Witherden, Ainsworth. Not a huge fan of Ainsworth, even though he's hitting it. So at $1.53. Yeah, that would be my bet for Sunday. $200 back, hopefully. Hawthorn, Sydney, the last game of the round. Again, sorry I couldn't include all the games just with work and all. I can only get to include, I only get to do the videos Friday morning when I have time off. So best to do it now, and I'll try and fit the others in when I can. Jarman Impey, did he miss last week? I know I haven't written a note there. Was it him or was Carl Amon who had a stinker? Jarman Impey. Where's Jarman? Here we go. Oh, no, he did well. So he hasn't got below... Oh, what the fuck? 10 out of 10. Jarman Impey. Oh, if I... He's 10 out of 10. Of course, then he hasn't missed last week. It was, yeah, Carl Amon then. Missed last week. So if I was to include... Oh, and Sicily is... I have this little note for Sicily. Only missed twice Oh, only missed the target twice last year. That's 20 disposals or more. But to start this year, Sicily is 2 out of 6. So he's missed in his last 2, but he's a good price. Sicily only went below 20 disposals twice last year. And now he's already missed 4 times to start the year. That's something to think about. Justin McInerney's been absolutely just killing it, averaging just over. But if we were to go Jarman Impey for $1.30, on a McDonald, as soon as I stop betting on him, he just has an absolute belter of a game. When he kick a goal, 24 posies or something, he was great. As soon as I don't bet on him, I don't want to bet on him again. Playing in the forward line. Isaac Heaney. Oh, averaging 28 disposals to start the year. 6 out of 6 for 25 this year. I've been avoiding Isaac Heaney just because, you know, again, as someone who's watched footy, I see Isaac Heaney as... I hate betting on forwards for disposals. And I see Isaac Heaney as that player who would just sit forward and get 12, 15 posies. So to bet on him for 25 posies, it just did not... It goes against everything in me, but you just can't argue with what he's doing to start the year. Brownlow favourite, 28 average for the year, $1.46. That is fantastic. Nick Blakey has been in good form too, $1.44. Oh, Harry Morrison would be 10 out of 10 if it wasn't for his sub games. So there's a couple of sub games I include because I think he was just taken or started sub. Harry Morrison. So if I look at him, oh yeah, see that's pretty harsh. I've included his 7 and his 4. Damn. If you just, hypothetically, you just take those out, he's averaging 21 disposals instead of 7. Oh, that's, yeah, I'm including him. He was the sub, so I think he's only played 2 games this year. And the first game was sub. What was his name? Harry Morrison. Here we go. Footy Wire, love Footy Wire. Yeah, he's played 2 games this year. Ignore all the weird ads. He's played, so yeah, 7 disposals, 26 in his next. Jeez Louise. I think that's freaking insane. So, I was like, where is he? He's in 15. If we can get one more leg. Ada McLean missed last week. Yeah, I like that. A goal kicker who missed last week, averaging over a goal a game. $1.25. Wait, what the fuck? Hayden McLean. $3 for 4 legs is not great, but it gets our target anyway. We're trying to get $3 to $4 odds. So again, that's what I would bet on. If my other legs, that's what I would bet on, like regardless of what happens for the game before. It just depends on how much I'm putting on, despite if my bonus bet gets up. So again, I talk about this hoping that it all makes sense. I try and have little visuals because sometimes just chatting about it, a lot of words can just be, you know, blah, blah, blah. It just can be draining. So I try and have a bit of visuals to go with it. But again, that's the betting guide for this week. Hopefully we all pop off. We're back at, I should have a negative there. The red is, it's negative 14, but it looks a bit confusing because it's red. That's the form guide. If there's any questions or whatever, just please, yeah, leave a comment. I love all the nice, the comments, the thumbs up, because again, I do care about this. I try and put in a lot to it. I was going to update the channel, but that's kind of on hold. I was going to do a different name and graphic and stuff, but we'll get there when we get there. But again, yeah, thanks guys. I will chat to you all next week. All right, peace.